Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub. The 2025 Honda CMX850 Rebel arrives with the kind of swagger that only a true modern cruiser can carry, a bike that doesn't just ride through the streets but owns them. It's built for riders who crave that low-slung custom style, muscular torque delivery, and a modern flair without sacrificing comfort, reliability, or practicality. Honda has always had a way of blending retro inspiration with modern engineering, and with the new CMX850 Rebel, it feels like they've struck that perfect middle ground once again. It's bold, dark, and undeniably refined. This isn't just a motorcycle, it's a statement, and for many riders, it's the machine they've been waiting for. At first glance, the CMX850 Rebel makes an impression that's hard to shake. There's a menacing silhouette at play here. It's stretched out and low-slung, giving it that laid-back cruiser stance, but there's also something unmistakably modern about its proportions. The bike looks lean and muscular. Less about chrome and more about matte finishes and clean lines. Honda has chosen a minimalist design language, stripping back the unnecessary while still leaving room for personality. That signature Rebel tank shape remains, sculpted and beefed up for this larger displacement variant. It flows smoothly into the solo seat and rear fender, a continuity of form that adds to the visual harmony of the bike. And when you look deeper into the build, you notice the careful attention to detail. Blacked-out engine cases, forks, wheels, and frame components give the CMX850 an aggressive, stealthy profile. The round LED headlamp nestled in a compact housing nods to the past while projecting modern confidence. Even the indicators and taillights echo this duality, classic shapes rendered with cutting-edge LED technology. It's the kind of aesthetic balance that sets the Rebel apart from other mid-weight cruisers in the market. Whether you're parking it at a local cafe or lining up for a night ride through the city, it demands attention without being loud about it. Under the surface, though, is where the magic really starts to happen. Powering the 2025 Honda CMX850 Rebel is an 850 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine derived and tuned specifically for this bike. Honda engineers didn't just increase displacement for bragging rights, they fine-tuned this engine for a deep well of low-end torque and a smooth, accessible power band that makes urban riding, highway cruising, and backroad carving equally enjoyable. With approximately 75 horsepower on tap and a torque figure hovering around 70 Nm, this engine delivers usable, punchy performance right where you want it. The power delivery is refined but never dull. That parallel twin configuration gives it a smooth feel across the rev range, and thanks to a 270-degree crankshaft, there's also a pleasing thump and character to the way it builds revs. It doesn't just perform, it sounds good doing it. The exhaust note is deep and throaty, especially under load, with a satisfyingly burly tone that reminds you this is a proper cruiser with muscle. Yet, being a Honda, it's also civil when you need it to be, never overwhelming or obnoxious. Handling is where the CMX850 really surprises you. Many mid-weight cruisers are often more about style than precision, but Honda's brought its usual magic to the chassis dynamics. The frame geometry is tight and predictable, offering neutral steering and a solid feel in corners. With a curb weight just under 230 kilograms, the Rebel 850 remains manageable in city traffic and stable at highway speeds. Suspension duties are handled by a set of 43mm telescopic front forks and twin rear shocks with preload adjustability. It soaks up rough roads well, providing a composed ride even when the pavement isn't perfect. Braking performance is handled confidently thanks to a single large front disc paired with a radial-mounted 4-piston caliper and a rear disc setup. ABS comes standard, and Honda has tuned it well for the cruiser's dynamics: smooth, progressive, and reassuring under hard stops. The bike rolls on 18-inch front and 16-inch rear cast wheels, shod in thick, high-grip tires that strike a balance between performance and comfort. Whether you're rolling through tight switchbacks or navigating tight urban corners, the Rebel 850 feels sure-footed and confidence-inspiring. One of the most appreciated aspects of the CMX850 Rebel is its ergonomics. Honda's nailed the riding triangle for comfort and control. The seat height is a friendly 27.5 inches, making it accessible to a wide range of riders, especially those who are shorter in stature. Mid-mounted foot pegs and wide, swept-back handlebars create a natural, relaxed posture that encourages long rides. The saddle is plush and wide, built with high-density foam that supports without being overly soft. Even the pillion seat is reasonably comfortable, and optional backrests and luggage racks are available for those planning longer trips. Technology-wise, the Rebel 850 carries forward the minimalist but modern theme. The instrument cluster is a compact, full digital unit with a negative LCD display. It shows all the essentials: speed, RPM, gear position, fuel level, and trip info clearly and crisply, even in direct sunlight. Honda has also equipped the CMX850 with selectable riding modes, including standard, rain, and sport, allowing riders to tailor throttle response and traction control settings to their liking. Speaking of which, traction control is now standard, working seamlessly in the background to provide a safer ride without intruding on the fun. One of the most talked about updates is the inclusion of a slipper clutch and optional quickshifter. These features might not have been expected on a cruiser just a few years ago, but their presence here is very welcome. The slipper clutch lightens lever effort and helps maintain stability during aggressive downshifts, while the quickshifter, available as an accessory, adds an extra layer of sportiness, especially during spirited riding. Combined with the slick 6-speed gearbox, these additions make shifting smoother and more enjoyable whether you're cruising or pushing the bike through curves. Another key update for 2025 is connectivity. The Rebel 850 now comes with optional Bluetooth integration via Honda's smartphone voice control system, allowing riders to link their phones for navigation, calls, and media control using a handlebar switchgear interface and a headset. It's a subtle but meaningful nod to modern expectations, making the Rebel not just a throwback to cruiser culture but a machine firmly rooted in today's riding experience. And then there's the price. Starting at around $9,999, the 2025 Honda CMX850 Rebel undercuts many of its rivals in the midweight cruiser category, especially when you factor in Honda's legendary reliability, low maintenance costs, and extensive dealership network. It offers serious bang for the buck and manages to blend performance, style, and daily usability in a way few bikes in this segment can match. Customization is another huge part of the Rebel's DNA. Honda knows its audience, and the aftermarket support is already gearing up. The bike ships with optional kits for touring, performance, and style enhancements, including windscreens, saddlebags, different seats, and even alternate handlebars. It's designed to be a canvas that riders can personalize, reflecting their own taste and purpose, whether that's cross-country adventure or inner-city style. So, what's the verdict on the 2025 CMX850 Rebel? In short, it's one of Honda's most complete and compelling cruiser offerings in years. It captures the soul of classic American-style motorcycles while maintaining the bulletproof engineering and usability Honda is known for. It's fast enough to thrill, comfortable enough to ride all day, and stylish enough to turn heads every time you roll by. It's not just an evolution of the Rebel platform, it's a graduation into something bigger, bolder, and more mature. This is the kind of motorcycle that reminds you why you fell in love with riding in the first place. Honda hasn't just built another bike. With the CMX850 Rebel, they built an experience, and it's one that's going to leave a mark on the cruiser scene for years to come.